I couldn't think of a cold open for this video, so like maybe just go watch one of Brooklyn Nine-Nine's cold open. Theirs are excellent. I like that I like refer to what I do as a cold open and that it's on par with Brooklyn Nine-Nine's cold opens. This year, Shakespeare and Company, an independent bookstore in Paris, decided to do a subscription box where they would send out 3 boxes throughout the year filled with 4 books per box. They called it a year of reading. And I've been showing what I've been receiving in these boxes, and this is the last one. Got it in the beginning of October, and I'm so happy that I actually like signed up for it. I've obviously already unboxed it. You've seen the stop motion. I've already read 3 of these books. So the first book is Florida by Lauren Groff. It's a signed copy. There's actually 2 books that were signed copies in this package, which is nice because they always say that there's going to be 1, and there has been so far, but this time there was 2. Repetitive. You don't need to know this. Florida is a collection of short stories that focuses on different characters, towns, even takes place in various decades, but the one link to it is that it all kind of either takes place in Florida or there's some kind of Florida connection. It focuses mostly on women, and she writes about loneliness and rage and women's bodies. The next book is Amateur, a true story about what makes a man by Thomas Page McBee. It's a memoir about McBee about when he decides to try to learn how to box. He becomes the first trans man to fight at Madison Square Gardens, where they always have this, I think once a year, have this charity boxing match event. And he examines why men fight and how masculinity is constructed and him dealing with his masculinity, what our culture expects out of men. And the next book is Small Country by Gail Fay. This is the only book that I haven't read yet. It is also another signed copy, which is nice. Gail Fay is a writer but also a musician, specifically in hip-hop. This book is fiction. It follows 10-year-old Gabriel, who watches as formerly peaceful countries Burundi and Rwanda kind of collapse around him, kind of writing about forces that drives people apart and kind of what breaks down. And the last book, which a cover that I really enjoy, is Notes to Self by Emily Pine. It is a collection of essays. She talks about some extremely tough subjects that people sometimes don't talk about and tend to hide. She talks about infertility, alcoholism, women's bodies and the trauma that can happen. A bit of a spoiler because I did read this book, but I really loved the last line of this where she kind of is just talking about everything that she's gone through and that she's written about, and she wrote, "I'm afraid, but I'm doing it anyway," which I really liked. Those are the 4 books that I received in the last package. Also, with each subscription box, you also get a non-book related goodie, and I got postcards. They're in this like really nice cardstock, and I just kind of want to display them because they're quite beautiful. I'm really happy that I went through with this and that I purchased. I feel like for me it was like really good. It allowed me to read wider and to read books that I wouldn't normally like pick up. Also because out of all the books that they sent me, I had only heard of one, and it was one book that I was really excited to read. So that was nice, but it was nice having someone else pick out these books. I really enjoyed what they picked. And that's what came in Shakespeare and Company's last subscription box. Goodbye.